my yogi friends. How are you all doing out there today? I hope everybody's getting a little sunshine in their windows and maybe a little bit of fresh air, even though it's cold fresh air. Let's go ahead and we're going to jump right in today. And today we are going to do a mostly standing chair class. So if you were on the last class that was videoed, it was all seated. This one is going to be very close to all standing. We're going to go ahead and get started seated. Just starting to warm ourselves up a little bit and begin to center our minds and just kind of let go of the clutter that we're holding on to inside, taking a moment to just breathe and just notice. Now I want you to sit nice and comfortable. And I want you to ground into your sit bones, really feel them pressing down into your chair. And just taking a moment to feel your connection. Your hands are relaxed. And take a moment to lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Just gently roll them back. Open the heart slightly, not over exaggerating. And let the elbows drop back down. And just begin to start to deepen your breath, not so much that it changes it, but just enough that you can relax a little, and you can notice and be aware of your breath. Bringing a little bit more length to the inhales and the exhales. And begin to soften and relax the rest of your body. Now just take a moment and I want you to go inside mentally. I want you to do a little bit of an internal scan. Just flowing that breath, each long breath into a new area. And notice anything that you need to. And I don't want you to ponder on it or worry about it or overthink it. Just trying to create an awareness in the mind as it connects to your body. Just take a moment, maybe start at your toes and work your way up your legs. Maybe you're checking in on solely the joints today, or some muscles that are fatigued from heaven only knows in Wisconsin a little snow shoveling, or if you catch this video in the middle of the summer, it'll be gardening. Changes in weather, just changes in our body as we change, as we age, as everything changes through life, from the very beginning to the very end. Now slowly begin to guide your breath into the crown of the head. And notice your thoughts. Take some time to declutter these thoughts. Place to your side and off the edge of your mat, just start to stack them up. The things that you need to do in the rest of your day, the people that you may have worry and concern for, anything. Your thoughts are valid and they're your own. just take a moment with them. Address them, let them know you're there, and that you will still deal with all of that stuff a little bit later. Bringing that clarity, and then begin to paint yourself a picture that brings a smile to your face. Maybe it's a person, a thought, a word. Begin to let that feeling resonate throughout your body. And then slowly lower your chin down towards your chest. And let your head weigh nice and heavy. And then begin to roll ear to shoulder, chin down towards the chest, and ear to shoulder, moving with each transition of a breath. What do you feel in your journey from side to side? And bring the chin again back down to the chest. And then begin to flutter the eyelashes, opening the eyes. And bringing yourself back to this nice neutral spine, seated position. Taking just a little bit of a side stretch, dropping the right hand down. Bringing the left hand to the opposite side, flipping the palm up and just gently reaching over and across. And breathe. Now I want you to really breathe into that left side. And stretch out that rib cage. Spread your fingers wide. You can lift yourself up, really getting that nice stretch in the left side. Maybe bend the elbow, bringing it over top of your head. Whatever feels good here. You can open and close the fingers. Make a fist. And then very gently unwind. Right arm reaches over and across to the left side. Notice any differences you may feel. Deep breath, stretching out that the right side body. Sometimes I feel like my tongue's like 2 foot long and I stumble over it all the time. And then very gently, again, unwind. With an inhale, bring the arms up again. And with an exhale, I want you to start to open and bring the hands behind you, reaching back, rolling the shoulders back, tucking them in together, the shoulder blades, grabbing those 2 little rungs on the side of the chair. Lift the heart up, lift the heart towards the chin and the chin towards the sky. Breathing into the back body, that little curve, that little sieve created in the back of the spine. And then begin to come back to your neutral spine. And roll the shoulders forward and back. We're going to warm the hips ever so slightly, bringing the left ankle on top of the right knee. Now just let this left knee weigh nice and heavy towards that left side. No pushing or pulling into that knee. Take a nice big old breath in. And a nice slow release of breath out. And then very gently twisting over towards the right. Now you can bring your left hand over towards the outside of that right thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right shoulder draws back and in, that shoulder blade. And then take your gaze over towards the right shoulder. Very gently begin to unwind. Take the hands over the front of the left shin and just relax here, pulling your heart center out and forward. Now if you want to go deeper, fold from the hips. Go ahead, tuck the chin in towards the chest. And for the moment, I'm just going to stay here to stretch very gently just to warm up. Now bringing yourself all the way back to your neutral spine. Releasing the left foot back down to the floor. My floor is the blocks in case you're seeing that because I am short. So if you have that issue, books, blocks underneath your feet work very, very well. Right ankle comes on top of the left knee. Take that big breath in now. Really hear yourself breathe. And then that breath out nice and slow. Twisting towards the left. Right hand comes to the left thigh. And the left hand or arm comes anywhere you're comfortable in your twist. Sit bones and the bum stays really grounded to your chair. You're not turning towards the left side. Taking the left shoulder blade back and in, taking your gaze towards that left shoulder. Wringing out through the core body. And nice and slow, unwind. And release that right foot all the way back down. All right. Are you ready, set, go here? We are going to come to standing. Now I'd like the chair. Always remember the chair, the four corners, the feet stay on the mat, always on the mat. This is a yogi's choice. You can place the chair so that the front of it, the seat is towards you, the back of it is towards you. It depends on what you like to use as your prop during the class. So if you can't, your hips are really, really tight and you don't want to get all the way down to the base of the chair, you can take it to this part of the chair, flip the chair around. You can also take it down to the rung of the chair if you want to come a little bit deeper. I'm going to stay midway, and I want you guys to come into a nice tabletop position. So the feet, ankles are directly above the hips. And the shoulders directly above the wrists. And we're going to begin just a little wagging the tail of the dog. So the feet stay very firmly planted. The hips wag towards the left. And the gaze goes over towards that right hip, like you're trying to see where that hip went. Same thing, opposite side. And just side to side with the movement of the breath. Maybe deepening. Notice what you feel in the legs. Notice what you feel in the side body. Maybe the arms. Keep those arms nice and straight if you can. And coming all the way back to center. And then softening the knees ever so slightly. Rising your way back up to a mountain pose. Nice mountain pose. So grounded into the four corners of your feet. Shoulders are back and down, and the heart center is open. Beautiful. Now take your hands back behind you, interlace your fingers, and you're going to draw your hands downward. Now if this doesn't feel good, you can put your hands on your hips. You can just roll your shoulders in, bring your hands downward. Find what feels correct for you. And then again, grounding into all four corners of your feet. Breathe. Release the arms to the sides, and we're going to bring the arms overhead and lift and look up. With an exhale, releasing the arms back down, bringing the hands behind, and again, interlacing the fingers behind you if that feels okay. Now we're going to take the hands out to the left side, and we're going to side body bend over towards the right. Getting the stretch in the left side body, bending towards the right, coming back through center, taking a breath, then taking the hands to the right and leaning towards the left. I'm going to turn and face you and do this a couple times so that we are all here on the same page. You're going to draw them down, reach them one direction, and bend the opposite way. Hold there if you'd like to. And then coming all the way back. Opposite side. And just take a moment, side to side, embracing anything you feel. Coming all the way back to center, and release the arms. Okay, we are going to begin just by coming into a very slow flow, and then we're going to pick it up, and we're going to learn a little Vinyasa Flow here. And then we're going to keep adding on to that Vinyasa. So you're about a foot's distance from your chair. Remember, you can use the back or the bottom. Now with an inhale, pick the arms up and overhead. And with an exhale, take a full forward fold. So soften your knees. Bring your hands either to the base, the top of the chair, to the rung, or to the floor. Coming into a half lift, you're going to straighten the legs. And you're going to pull your forehead, or not your forehead, the crown of your head, out and forward to a nice flat back. Take a moment, bring the hands to the hips, tuck the elbows in, little chicken wings here, tuck them in and pull the heart out and forward. This is just a little added in your half lift. If you like it, you can do it anytime. Otherwise, your hands can be on the floor, on the shins, on the hips, or on the chair. Nice little half lift here. Now, come all the way back down into your full fold. Soften your knees and work your way all the way back up to standing. And close your pose. Beautiful. All right, we're going to do that again and then add a little bit to it. We're going to add our Vinyasa. Release the arms out to the sides. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take a forward fold all the way down to wherever you are comfortable. Half lift, flat back. Full fold. All right, come all the way back up to your half lift and plant your hands on the chair. You're going to step both feet back to a chair plank, so make sure that the chair is firm and all four corners, all feet are grounded on that mat, just like your feet. And now try to create that nice flat back. Sink the heels back, look straight down. Beautiful. Now from plank, we're going to come into a cobra. This is choice. You can stay in your plank, go right back to a downward facing dog. Cobra, you're going to lower your belly slightly, drop it towards the floor, look up and over the top of the chair. This is your vinyasa. Plank, cobra, all the way back to a downward facing dog. Chest comes towards the thighs, ears come in between those two upper arms. Sink the heels back. And then walk your way forward towards the chair. With an inhale, circle the arms and come all the way back up. And close your pose. Let's roll through that one more time after I turn this little heater off, because I know it's going to warm up and I'm already getting warm. All right, again, with an inhale, lift. And with an exhale, full forward fold. Half lift, bring your hands up to the base of the chair. Step both feet back, we're going to take a vinyasa. Plank to cobra to downward facing dog. Nice transition, one with each breath, and walk your way forward. Inhale, circle the arms and come up. Exhale, slicing it all the way through center, bending those knees and coming all the way into a forward fold. Now, from your forward fold here, we're going to take a little break in between our vinyasas, just to give you, a little bit of time to recoup each time we do one. So from here, we're going to come into a little bit of a squat. I want you to step your feet wide and kind of pigeon toe your feet out. Going to bend your knees and draw your tailbone down towards the mat. Now, if you are up here, that is fine. If you are here, that is fine. If you are here, that is fine. If you can release your hands from the chair, put a little bit of pressure on the inside of the thighs, look up and forward, up and over the top of your chair. Wherever you are is okay. It's where your body is right now. You can work on those changes, and maybe they don't change. Maybe we just work on bringing that loosening up, not so tight, and being able to move a little bit more freely. Couple more breaths here. See if we can sink a little deeper. And then start to straighten the knees as you fold from the hips. Reach the arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers and pull your hands down towards your tailbone. Heel toe your feet together. And if it feels okay, lift the hands towards the crown of the head. Breathing deeply. And I will tell you, you may only get your hands just barely off your back. That is okay. I remember that day very, very well. It's hard to learn non-judgment in yoga, but sometimes you look around and it's like, hey, why can't I do that? Not time yet. It's not your time. Or it's not your pose. Release your hands all the way down. Inhale. Come all the way back up to standing. Release your arms and take a little breath. We're going to flow our way again. Just follow along. Take pauses in between if your body needs to take pauses. Don't ever compromise. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward fold. Soften those knees if you need to. Half lift, nice flat back, hands to the chair. You're going to need them on the chair to step back. Vinyasa, step back to plank. Cobra, take a breath. Downward facing dog. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now we're going to step the right foot forward. Okay, coming into a nice high lunge here. Sink that left heel back towards Mother Earth down there, towards that beautiful mat you're working out on. And then we're going to step it flat to the floor and come up into a warrior one. So I want you to pick up the foot, bring it flat to the floor. Toes will turn out a little bit because you want to stay facing the front of your chair. Now press into that front foot. Come all the way up, maybe starting with the hands at the hips, eventually reaching the arms overhead. Do not bring the knee any farther than right above the ankle, not towards the toes. Beautiful. Breathe. Exhale. Release those arms back to your high lunge. Step it all the way back. And repeat. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Come into your plank pose. Taking your vinyasa from plank, cobra, down dog. Beautiful. Nice, nice stretch here. Full body. Pick that left leg up, step it all the way forward, high lunge, look out and forward over the top of your chair. Nice, beautiful stretch in that back leg. Keep reaching that right heel downward. Gorgeous. All right, coming into your warrior one, bring that back right foot flat to the floor. Bring yourself all the way up. Maybe the hands stay on the hips. And maybe they reach overhead. Torso is facing your chair. Exhale, release. Back to the chair with the hands, stepping back into your high lunge. And take your vinyasa. Now, if you get tired of these vinyasas, just step forward and we're going to meet you at the top. Step the left foot back, plank pose, cobra pose, downward facing dog. Beautiful, beautiful. And walk your way forward to the front of the chair. Take a full fold, just like a little rag doll. If you need to soften your knees, soften your knees. Just kind of let everything stretch out in the back body. Now soften the knees. Gently work your way all the way back up. And release the arms to a mountain pose. Okay. All right, we are going to do another vinyasa, and we are going to add a warrior two. So let's just go ahead and do that. With an inhale, come up. And when you're ready, with an exhale, fold it all the way down. Half lift. Look out and forward, flatten the back. Bring the hands to the top of the chair. Vinyasa. Stay here or step back to plank. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Maybe bicycle those knees a little bit. Now we're going to pick the right foot up, shift it all the way forward, coming into a high lunge. This time pivoting the left toes out, look down, heel to arch alignment, and you can sweep your way forward or up and over to come into your warrior two. Now, knee over the ankle on the right, and this leg nice and straight, pressing into the outer edge of that back foot. Beautiful. Warrior two. Breathe. Find that length in the spine, tightening up the core, navel in towards the spine. Notice and grab onto those muscles in the hips. Cartwheeling all the way forward to the chair, pivot the back heel out, toes forward, you are back in your high lunge. Beautiful, step the left foot up to meet the right. And we're going to step right back into a vinyasa again, except I'm going to turn around so I can step the right foot back and I'll still be facing you. So stepping back, plank pose. Breathe. Cobra. This is your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Step the left foot forward, high lunge. When you bring that high lunge, create that nice alignment in the neck and the spine. Pivot the right toes out, heel in, all the way up to your warrior two. Press into the feet, tighten in the core. Breathe. Beautiful. Cartwheel all the way back down to the chair. Pivot the heel out, toes forward. Step the right foot up to meet the left. Circle the arms and come up. And close your pose. Just take a moment to regroup here. Beautiful. And release the arms to the sides. Now we're taking a moment just to regroup, catch your breath. We are going to add on to our warrior two this time. Coming into a reverse warrior and a side angle pose. We'll flow through all of that along with our vinyasa. Ready, set. Inhale, come up. Just following along. Exhale, soften and fold. Half lift, hands to the chair. Stepping all the way back now into your plank pose. Cobra. And downward facing dog. Beautiful. Nice stretch in down dog. Stepping the left foot forward for your high lunge. Pivoting the right toes out. Cartwheeling into your warrior two. Take about 3 nice breaths here. Let's take about 3 breaths in each pose. Reversing your warrior, bringing the right hand to the straight leg, the back leg to the right leg, and left arm to the right side. And just kind of breathing into all of those feelings, even that fatigue. Extended side angle, left hand to the inside of the left thigh, Let's bring the right arm just straight overhead. You can go ahead and lean a little bit farther down from the hips and keep the right arm straight up. You guys are doing awesome. I know you're rocking this. Okay, we're going to straighten the front knee. Unwind. Pivot towards the front of the chair. Come back into your warrior two. Oh, I'm sorry, I said warrior two. Come back into your high lunge, will you? Sorry, I didn't mean to lose you there. Okay, now stepping the left foot back to meet the right, coming into your plank. I'm going to turn around. Come into my plank from here. Into your plank pose. Beautiful. Cobra. Downward facing dog. And stepping the right foot forward, pivoting the left toes out, and cartwheeling to your warrior two. Beautiful. Breathe. 3 breaths. Reverse your warrior. Upper arm is wherever is comfortable. Maybe it doesn't come overhead at all. Extended side angle, right hand to the inner right thigh, left arm straight up. Roll your heart. If your heart is facing the floor, roll your heart open towards me. Palm faces out. Unwind. Pivoting towards the chair, coming back into your high lunge. Looking out and forward. And then with an inhale, stepping that left foot all the way up. Circling the arms and coming up. And closing your pose. Come all the way through the middle, soften the knees. Forward fold. Maybe place your hands behind your legs. Maybe up here on top of your knees, wherever you're comfortable. Just let your back stretch out. Bring your feet nice and tight together, very, very tight together. Maybe straighten the knees out a little bit. And then inhale, slide all the way back up. And bring the arms to the sides. Open your heart and breathe. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, soften and fold. Half lift to a nice flat back. Full fold. Soften the knees and come up. Take a moment. Grab onto that thought that made you smile. And draw your hands down through your mind into your heart. Open the elbows up, open the heart. And then release the hands. Very nice. Let's go ahead here and come down to seated. I think we will. Give you guys a little bit of a break. All right, find that comfortable seated position towards the edge of your chair. We're going to play around with a little bit of eagle pose and a little bit of boat pose, balancing and core. We're going to start with the eagle pose as we begin to just catch our breath and take a moment and notice what you feel from all of that movement. All right, cross your right arm in front of your left and place that left elbow right inside the right one. And then you're going to bend your arms so that your palms face you. Well, this is enough for today. If you can come deeper and you want to bind the hands, you can do that. Now just breathe here for a moment. Just right there, drawing the shoulders forward. And with your next breath, lift the elbows up. Pull the belly out and forward. And just create that little arch in the back of the spine. With an exhale, you're going to do exactly opposite. Come down, draw your forearms towards your thighs, pull that back butt, tuck the core in, belly button towards the spine, and back body reaches towards the back of the chair. Now just take a moment with your breath. Inhale, coming up, all the way up. Exhale, fold. Navel towards the spine. Inhale up one more time. All the way up, chin up, head back. Chest towards the chin, chin towards the sky or the hands. And then come all the way down and unwind. Roll out the shoulders however you need to so that feels good. It feels released again, relieving any of that tension from what you've just done. And this time, you're going to take the elbow into the crease of the left arm, palms face forward. And with an inhale, lift up. And with an exhale, take it all back in. Squeeze all that air out. Nice tight core. You can't talk when you do that. And then inhale all the way back up. Take a moment. And you come up and down as feels good to your space. Bring yourself all the way back to center and unwind. Roll out your shoulders as needed again. All right, now we're going to play around a little with a boat pose. I know this is a long practice today, so there are shorter practices in here. I try to always put the length on there so that you're not surprised once you get going. You can choose what kind of time you have. This is a very full, complete chair yoga practice. All right, let's bring your hands to the tops of your thighs and just take a moment to, again, ground into the chair, center your mind. I want you to connect a moment with your breath. Find those relaxed shoulders. And take a moment to, where have your thoughts gone? Are they still where they started? Did they just kind of let go and let your practice and nothing else in? Whatever it is, it's okay. Accept where you're at. And then bring your mind right back here with me right now. The here and the now and the present moment. Okay, let's open our eyes. Now be very careful in boat pose. You do have the back of your chair there. You're not going to fall anywhere as we lean back, as long as you have 4 feet on your chair. And you're not trying to flip your legs up over your head. That would be interesting. All right, coming into boat pose, we're going to start very simply by coming up to the toes and leaning back. Now you're just going to be on your tiptoes. Your hands can be to the sides of your thighs, trying to keep that integrity again in the spine. Maybe if I come to the side, it will help you to visualize this a little bit better. So bear with me moving around, play with that. Oops, I gotta come up a little bit farther. The closer you are to the edge of your chair, as long as you're not gonna fall off, the easier it makes this. All right, so coming up to the tiptoes, the head, neck, and spine, keep that nice integrity right there, and just keep the toes on the floor and the hands to the sides of the thighs. You're gonna feel this in your core, whether you like it or not. You don't have to go any farther to feel this in your core. If you'd like to kind of get a little creative in your pose, the next thing you do is try to pick the feet up. Okay? Just take a moment. I'm going to let you all try to pick your feet up. You can flex and point your toes. And maybe if you get there, that you're just kind of holding, hanging out here, okay? When you've had enough, place the feet back down and come back to your neutral spine. Cross your arms and just take a little bit of a fold to decompress that back body. Okay, we're going to take it just a little bit farther. No one has to take it farther. Maybe this is something you play with, or you do a different day, or you never do. Totally your call. Come up to the toes, pick up the feet, and maybe bring the feet a little bit higher. I like to bring my hands behind my thighs for some balance. You can, oops, I'm not quite up far enough. You can bring the legs so that the shins are parallel to the floor. You can release. And if you're stronger than I am, you can take your feet straight up and out. Now, if your knees are coming out to the sides, I want you to squeeze your knees nice and tight together. Take a couple breaths here if you can. And you're going to release the knees, drop the feet. Come all the way back to your neutral spine. Cross your arms. Take that nice little fold. Let's take that fold just a little bit deeper. Bring one hand to each knee. Step the feet apart, nice and wide. And begin to fold now just parallel to the floor. And make sure you don't fall off your chair. If you do, I'll catch you. All right, let your hands fall through center. And just take a moment to let the weight, the gravity, draw you towards the earth. However far you get is totally fine. Just hang out there. If you like your blocks and you like to grab onto those, and that way you can put the pressure into the blocks and maybe fold a little farther. Just finding what feels good to your body. Maybe wrapping the hands around the backs of the legs. Maybe your hands stay on your thighs. A nice inhale. Begin to press into the feet. Unbind. Hands to the tops of the knees. And heel toe those feet back together. All right, I'm going to bring my floor back in here. My short people floor. All All right, we're gonna come into a half wind releasing pose. Sit nice and tall, catch your breath. Nice juicy pose here. As you pick up the left knee, wrap your hands around the front of the shin. You can grab a strap if this is difficult to pick the leg up and hold it up. If there's some muscular issues, hip issues, you can bring your hand also behind your thigh. Find where it's comfortable to bring that left leg in. And again, tucking the chin in. Come all the way back to a neutral spine. Again, you can stay right here. I'm going to turn around before I do the other side. Or I want you to keep the right hand on that left leg. Keep it up. Open the left arm out to the side. Maybe you twist open a little bit farther to the left. Looking towards that left shoulder. Come all the way back. Now you're going to reach straight out. I'm looking at you, so it may look like I'm not reaching straight out. If it's possible, release that right arm and open that right arm up nice and wide. Feel that heat in that left leg. And then release. Grab the front of that left leg. Tuck it in nice and tight. And then exhale. Release it out. I'm going to turn forward, give you a little different angle of that. All right, now half wind releasing pose on the right side. However you grabbed a hold of that right leg and tucked it in. Take a nice tight squeeze. Breathe. Keeping the left hand holding onto that right leg. Opening up the right arm. Twisting over towards the right. Looking towards the right shoulder. Come all the way back to center. Right arm stays straight out. If you choose, see if you can hold that leg up, not with your arm, but with all those muscles in your leg, and extend the left arm out. Flex that ankle. Breathe. Now bring it all in. Tight squeeze. And release the right foot down. All right, let's just take a moment, roll out our ankles. I want you to extend the left foot out. Roll the ankle both directions. Hold it up, hopefully not holding it up with your hands. See how long you can hold it up. If you're towards the edge of the chair, you're using all the energy, all the muscles in that hip and that leg to hold that left leg up. And then bend your knee, bring it in, release it down, extend the right leg out, and let's get some circles on that right ankle. Both directions. Bring that right knee in. And release that right foot down. Now we're going to begin to stir the pot. Just to loosen everything up. I have an idea at the end of this video. I'm going to turn the camera around so that you can see what I'm seeing. Now, I don't want you to look too far in the background. There's some remodeling of a house going on across the street. But the birds are just eating like crazy out there, and I think it might be a nice way to relax and unwind and take you into your Savasana. All right, stirring nice circles both directions. And then coming all the way back to a neutral spine. Now remember, you can come back to the back of your chair. Try not to slouch too much, but get very comfortable. Maybe a blanket over your shoulders, over your lap. Relaxing your hands. I'm going to turn you around. There you go. They'll be back. Take a moment to breathe here. Drop your chin to your chest. Feel the breath in your nostrils. Feel it all the way down into your throat. Begin to relax your shoulders. As you relax your legs, let your knees fall open to the sides. And let the body feel soft. Take a moment just to notice how you feel. The blessings of the breath, the warmth from within. Take your mind back to that word, that thought. As you notice a smile come to your face, releasing everything else and letting it go, if only for a moment. The worries, all those little tight bumps that we went through today, things that we worked out along the way. Be kind to yourself. Love every breath, love every movement, even when the movements aren't perfect. This is your moment. Take as long as you need here. When you feel you're ready, whether you've closed your eyes or just watched the floating of the birdhouse and the bird feeder outside, begin to feel some movement. Begin to bring your head and your neck back to a neutral spine. Let your light and your love shine from your heart. Place your hands at your heart and feel the warmth. And then bring your palms together. Bow your head to your thumbs. And with this, namaste. Until we meet again on another day, shine your light bright. God bless you all. Namaste, everybody.